Hey, good evening and welcome to Wiregrass Sports. We'd like to thank you for tuning into tonight's episode of the high school preview. We're going to have a great show for you guys tonight. We've got highlights from the Pike County versus Houston Academy game last week, which the Bulldogs came out victorious. We've also got a couple special guests on the show tonight. We're going to have a couple coaches from Zion Chapel High School joining us in the second segment, as well as Luverne's coach calling in for our third segment. We want to encourage everybody to tune in this Friday night as we'll be live from Jack, Alabama as we cover this matchup. Both schools showing big signs of progress this year, and we can't wait to cover that game for you. Be sure to tune in Friday night. That coverage will start at 7 o'clock. Before we get into some of that tonight, let's go over some scores from last week. The Strawn Tigers with a big overtime win over the Bobcats. UMS Wright victorious over the Andalusia Bulldogs. GW Long with a big win. The Brantley Bulldogs won big over the Kinston Bulldogs. Charles Henderson with a come-from-behind victory over Rehoboth. Dale County, they fall this week. Houston County with a win over Daleville in Wiregrass action. Elba 2-1 victors over Pleasant Home. Auburn High School victorious over Enterprise High School. The Georgiana, they come up victorious over the Florella Wildcats. Goshen over Zion Chapel. We'll hear about a little bit of that game later. Helen, big winners. Pike Lib keeps their winning streak going as they remain undefeated on the season. CCA also victorious, and Luverne with a big win over New Brockton. We were happy to be last week in Dothan as we covered the game between Pike County and Houston Academy. It was a 7-7 game early on, and the Pike County Bulldogs showed their muscle late in the second half and really took over the game with the dominating performance running the ball. We're going to show you a few highlights and also some words from Pike County's coach following the game. He fakes the handoff again, is looking to his right, and he's going to launch it. He's got a man down that way, and an over-the-shoulder grab in the end zone. Called a touchdown by one official. We're waiting on the second official, but that is a touchdown to number 10. Touchdown, Houston Academy Raiders. Number 10 is Joel Hughes Jr. Jaden Wilson under center. He's going to hand it off right, and pretty decent amount of running room as he keeps missing tackles. And look here, number 8 coming out the other end. He's broke from the final guy, and it's going to be a foot race down the sideline. One play, 80 yards. Pike County ties this game up 6-7 with an extra point to come. And just like that, Pike County right back in this game. Wilson said to take the snap under center. He hands it to the first man through, and he's got running room. Number 21 making a move to the left-hand side. He's going to be in the end zone. Touchdown, Pike County. Quarterback under center here. He's going to hand it off again to the tailback. Tailback headed outside, makes a cut, lowers the shoulder. He's going to limp and into the end zone for number 21. That's Derek Myhand Jr. with a touchdown run from 9 yards out there. And your Bulldogs now with 20. Houston Academy Raiders 7. Quarterback keeps it himself, but not much doing. They're unpiling to see what we have here. And now the signal of touchdown comes in as the Bulldogs extend their lead. 27-7 here. 10:03 in the fourth. Pike County up on the ball, ready to get going here. Another series on offense for them. Hand it to the fullback. He's got yardage. He's got lots of yardage, and he may be gone. Number 22, look at the speed as he will go untouched into the end zone. Myhand, the other Myhand, there's 21 and 22, but that is Derek with a 41-yard touchdown run on 1st and 10 to put the Bulldogs up 33-7 here. That did not take long. Quarterback sneak again. He's trying to wiggle to his left side, and he's going to get in. That's number 2. Kevin Harris playing quarterback now for the Bulldogs, and he takes the quarterback keeper in for a touchdown. Coach, it was a great win for your team. A lot of exciting plays on offense, very solid performance by your defense. What's it like to get a big win and also an area region win, and how does this affect your playoffs?
Well, one thing about it is, we're very happy to be able to win. Not only that, Houston Academy had done a great job so far, and we knew we had a lot of things to do to try to stop them. And we had a pretty good week of practice, even though we were indoors most of the time. And, we're always happy to get a region win. This is the very first one, as far as playoff, we don't know anything about that right now. We just got the first win, and, we're trying to do a good job in the region. We played some good teams so far, but we still got a lot of work to do.
Well, Coach, we saw a lot of explosive plays. We saw some
several of your running backs, number 8, number 21, 22, number 1, number 3, all with a very solid performance. We saw your defense. We thought both fronts on both sides of the ball played real strong. What positions on your team were you most proud of, and what do you look to build off next week as you travel to Geneva?
One thing, I'm very proud of our offensive line and our defensive front, because we talked a lot about that, being able to attack them on the front lines on both sides. And we preached that all week long because they had done a great job against the teams they played. And we were trying to just make sure we established that early in the game so that we could limit some of the things they were doing, because they've done a very good job so far with the counters and the leads and the sweeps on that. And that's the one thing we were trying to stop. I thought we could do a good job against that and force them to try to be one-dimensional. I thought we'd do a great job. And not only that, our offensive line did a great job, of controlling it. We talked to the backs about, getting a good start in it and just mainly hit the holes, and our guys do a good job of blocking because they had done such a great job against the teams. And like I said, I'm just proud of my team and the coaches for what they've done so far.
So as you can see, it was a great win by Pike County. They were clicking on all cylinders. Defense played a solid second half, and the Houston Academy faithful, they were out in force, and their kids played hard throughout the entire game. Very solid kicking performance by them. Very solid moving the ball, 13-9, great combination, throwing and catching the ball. I'm sure both teams will make a lot of improvements, and we thank the coach from Pike County for joining us after the game. Can't wait to get you turn the page now to next week as we interview a couple coaches. As soon as we get back, we're going to have the head coach, Coach Bryant from Zion Chapel, and one of his assistants, Mr. Lowry. You're tuning into Wiregrass Sports. We hope you'll be back after these messages.
Total Lawn Care Plus is your one-stop shop for lawn care, landscape, pressure washing, handyman work, and more. Licensed and insured with over 7 years commercial experience. Dozens of satisfied customers in Pike and 4 surrounding counties.
When you want the best for your pet, choose Southern Animal Hospital and Pet Resort. Our passionate and dedicated staff will make your pet feel as if they were at home. We are a full-service small animal hospital covering all areas of veterinary medicine. Dr. Steve Barron makes sure that all clients are well-informed and satisfied with services. We are equipped with an indoor boarding facility, surgery suite, laboratory, digital X-ray, and ultrasound. Choose the best care possible for the ones you love dearest with Southern Animal Hospital and Pet Resort.
Well, it finally happened, Zachary. Somebody burned down my she shed.
Nobody burned down your she shed, Cheryl.
Well, my she shed's on fire.
The she shed was struck by lightning.
Zachary, is my she shed covered by State Farm?
Your she shed's covered, Cheryl.
You hear that, Victor? I'm getting a new she shed.
She shed?
Mm-hmm.
That's wonderful news.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
Call State Farm agent Burris Gracie today.
South Alabama Stockyard, now under new ownership, is still family owned and operated by cattle farmers right here in Southeast Alabama. Come every Thursday at 1 p.m. and join the best buyers and sellers from all over the area. Whether you come for the experience, looking at getting into the cattle business, or maintaining your farm and growing, South Alabama Stockyard is where all the farmers are. Vendors are on site every auction, so come on and have lunch with us. Located at 268 County Road 5522, Troy, Alabama.
Hook's Barbecue, down-home barbecue in a counter-served setting, located on Emma Drive off of Highway 231 in Troy, Alabama.
Trojan Auto Parts of Troy, home of Napa Know-How. Stop by and see owners Mike and Melissa Kilcrease and their Napa Know-How team with over 100 years of combined experience. We're the only locally owned parts store in Pike County, and we're fully stocked and ready to serve you. We pride ourselves on being your go-to parts store, not only for the simple items, but we specialize in those hard-to-find items as well. Trojan Auto Parts, the right part at the right price at the right time. Napa, a name you've trusted here in Troy since 1945.
Total lawn.
And welcome back to Wiregrass Sports. We're joined tonight by a very special guest, head coach of the Zion Chapel Rebels and assistant coach Lowry. Coach Bryant, we're happy to have you on the show tonight. It means a lot for you taking time out of your schedule to join us. We're excited to hear about your program, excited to see you play Friday night. But before we get into the team, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your background in coaching?
Yes, sir. I'm originally from Troy, graduated from Charles Henderson. Lucky enough, went across the street, Coach Larry Blakeney gave me an opportunity to be a student coach and a graduate assistant. I had the opportunity to go back at Charles Henderson. I coached there, left and went to North Alabama for 5 years, went to Fort Payne High School. Was a great, great situation there. Got married. My wife's from Troy originally, so she got a job at the university, so we moved back south. Took an offense coordinator job at Andalusia. I was there for 2 years. Then I went back to Charles Henderson for 2, and then the Zion Chapel job came open. And I was excited. Obviously in the coaching profession, you want to be a head coach. And,
absolutely.
It's hard to get one if you don't have one on your resume, so you better get the one you can get.
That's right.
But I think that, Zion Chapel is a really good program. It's a good little community. There's a lot of positives there. And so, I was real excited about having the opportunity to get the job. So that's how I wound up at Zion Chapel.
Well, we appreciate you having on, and a great story there about meeting your wife.
Yes.
My parents actually live in the Zion Chapel School District,
okay.
so I can speak to the quality of the community there.
Yes,
and around here, we know that community is growing and the school system is growing, and a lot of improvements are being made.
Absolutely.
So I think you're in great, and if you can turn that program around, you can win. It'll be a great start on your resume.
Yes.
How about your assistant coach? You have a guest with us tonight. Can you tell us a little bit about Mr. Lowry?
Yes, sir. This is Noah Lowry. He's our quarterback coach,
okay.
Offensive coordinator for our JV group. I was fortunate enough to coach Noah at Charles Henderson, and so obviously building relationships, I knew that Noah wanted to coach, and so I was glad to offer him his first opportunity and try to help bring him up and show him some things that I was able to learn from all the great people I've been around. And so just a great opportunity to take a young man and try to mold him into be hopefully a great coach in the future, which he already is.
Well, it's obviously a great opportunity to work under a legend like Coach Blakeney. The field here at Troy University named after him, and I attended camps when I was younger.
That's right.
And so from an X and O standpoint, can you tell us what you got your team working on and what types of things you're trying to improve upon with the Rebels?
Yes, sir. So, in the past, everybody, it seems, in my opinion, has tried to put everybody in a little box at Zion Chapel, and until you get really strong, that's hard to do, and you got to be really, really tough. So we have some athletes. I know a lot of people don't, take Zion Chapel and athlete in the same sense and put them together, but we have some really good athletes. So we spread the field on offense. We're a team that runs zone, stretch, counter, those type things, and then we try to throw the ball, down the field some. Defensively, Cody Keene's our defensive coordinator. I worked with Cody at Charles Henderson. His dad's a legend, been coaching in Alabama for 30 years. And so anyway, but defensively, we're a very multiple team. We'll be in a 3-man front, a 4-man front. We'll play zone and man coverage with ability to blitz just about everybody on the field. So, I feel really good, X and O wise, about where we're at. I think that, we have a really good staff, quality coaches that pour their heart into our young men in Zion Chapel, and so we're just going to keep working, trying to improve every day. But X and O wise, I feel like we've got a great staff, and I think we're trying our best to put a great product on the field that people of Jack can be proud of.
Well, we hope you're headed in the right direction, sir. So from a program level, I've heard that a lot of improvements have been made there, and I know you want to speak about that, and we're going to get a few pictures on to show us some of those improvements that have been made. Can you tell us a little bit about the program improvements?
Yes, sir. We've painted every wall, every ceiling, every locker. We've redesigned the logo. We bought new uniforms. We've redone our helmet logo. We've pretty much touched every part of the program. We've been able to secure some weight equipment from Troy University, so our weight room's been upgraded. Like I said, we've painted everything. We've changed logos, which you'll see one of the pictures. It's kind of a sharp-looking ZC. We have sold a ton of field signs and ads. We've tried to really get into the advertising side of things and be able to, you know, get our name out there with the businesses that support us. And so we've made a lot of strides. You know, we do a lot of things, I think, that you'll see at most 7A programs.
Right.
You know, we lift weights with great technique, and we teach our kids how to run. Everything is coached down to the smallest detail. You know, we preach nutrition and sleep and hydration, and so we provide, you know, protein shakes, and we do energy chews and anything you can think of. If it's, you know, I try to pride myself on being a guy that stays on the cutting edge and try to, you know, make sure we have the best available to our kids. So everything that is available, we have for our athletes there. So I'm really proud of that.
Well, that sounds extremely impressive, and it's been my experience in the past, and I know, you know, things change, but Zion Chapel's been known to have a lot of community support throughout the years in all sports, and they've had some success in other areas. I know their little league team made it to the World Series this year, and some positive momentums in there in the rec league, etc. And I know this is year 2 for you. I know that change takes time, even for the greatest, you know, the greatest staffs in every level.
Yes.
Sounds like that you've put a new face on the program, and it sounds like that the X's and O's will be coming shortly behind that.
Yes, sir.
So back to the players themselves, give us a few names that we can look forward to seeing this Friday night, and maybe even some of your unsung heroes that don't get the recognition that they probably deserve, say in the Elba Clipper. Yes. But some of the guys that work for you, you know, that's practicing hard and that's helping to turn this thing around.
Yes, sir. Well, I'll tell you, we've got 12 seniors this year. And, you know, all of our kids do a great job. I hate to single any out, so I hope I don't miss anybody, you know, it being the ultimate team sport. But,
yes, sir.
You know, we had a kid that went down our week 1 game versus Red Level, Trey Morrow. He was a senior, doing a great job, but he had basically the Bo Jackson hip injury. So, you know, thoughts and prayers with him, but he was doing a great job for us. We have Hunter Sheets at our Y receiver. Hunter Oswald was our F, our running back. He's also out currently with separated shoulder, but he'll be back. Aaron Sims, our quarterback, and then Nate Grantham was our H receiver. He went out, so we had to move Hunter Sheets, and Andrew Crawley came in at Y. He caught 2 touchdowns against Red Level, so Andrew's had a great last couple of weeks. And then Ben Hutchison, Zay Adair, J.D. Finger are all guys that play at our skill position. They've done a great job. Brett Flowers plays running back for us right now with Hunter out. And then a young man that'll get some carries this week, Broxton Bragg. He's our starting Mike linebacker, but he does a great job. So that's all the offensive guys. Defensively, I hope I don't miss anybody again. You know, up front, offensively, let me do that. Offensive line-wise, they never get any publicity. But Peyton Knight's a 9th grader, starts at left tackle for us. He is an unbelievable young man, really does a great job, looking for big things out of him in the future. Even though he's a starter now, I can continue to see him grow. You've got Lakin Hussey and Ace Childs at left guard. You've got Matt Richburg and Cole Mosley at center. At right guard, we have Dustin Findle, and we have Champ Grantham. And then at right tackle is Joe McCrory. And all those guys have done a great job. I coach that position now, which I didn't last year, but I do this year. But all those guys have done a great job. Now, all those guys turn around and start for us on the other side of the ball, too. So,
a lot of two-way play at this classification.
Hunter Oswald is out, so Hayden Fitzgerald is starting at our will linebacker spot this week. I'm trying to make sure I don't miss anybody.
You got everybody. I think you got everybody.
I hope I got everybody, but you know, and that's like we lost 3 guys against Red Level. That's really 6 because they play both ways.
That's right.
So that hurt us this past week, but a lot of kids that do a great job for us. You know, we've got to learn to just to continue to fight through some adversity and keep playing hard every snap. So that's what we're working on now.
Well, Coach, we thank you guys so much, both you and Mr. Lauer, for being on the show tonight. We're very proud to hear the progress that's being made down in Coffee County and Jack, Alabama. We're excited to have our television crew down there this week, and I look forward to the game against Luverne. Thank you both so much for joining the show. Guys, we're going to take a short break and get a word from our sponsors. When we're back, we're going to try to get the coach of the Luverne Tigers on the telephone. You're watching Wiregrass Sports.
Care Plus is your one-stop shop for lawn care, landscape, pressure washing, handyman work, and more. Licensed and insured with over 7 years commercial experience. Dozens of satisfied customers in Pike and 4 surrounding counties.
When you want the best for your pet, choose Southern Animal Hospital and Pet Resort. Our passionate and dedicated staff will make your pet feel as if they were at home. We are a full-service small animal hospital covering all areas of veterinary medicine. Dr. Steve Barron makes sure that all clients are well-informed and satisfied with services. We are equipped with an indoor boarding facility, surgery suite, laboratory, digital X-ray, and ultrasound. Choose the best care possible for the ones you love dearest with Southern Animal Hospital and Pet Resort.
Well, it finally happened, Zachary. Somebody burned down my she shed.
Nobody burned down your she shed, Cheryl.
Well, my she shed's on fire.
The she shed was struck by lightning.
Zachary, is my she shed covered by State Farm?
Your she shed's covered, Cheryl.
You hear that, Victor? I'm getting a new she shed.
She shed?
Mm-hmm.
That's wonderful news.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
Call State Farm agent Burris Gracie today.
South Alabama Stockyard, now under new ownership, is still family owned and operated by cattle farmers right here in southeast Alabama. Come every Thursday at 1 p.m. and join the best buyers and sellers from all over the area. Whether you come for the experience, looking at getting into the cattle business, or maintaining your farm and growing, South Alabama Stockyard is where all the farmers are. Vendors are on site every auction, so come on and have lunch with us. Located at 268 County Road 5522, Troy, Alabama.
Hook's Barbecue, down-home barbecue in a counter-served setting, located on Emma Drive off of Highway 231 in Troy, Alabama.
Trojan Auto Parts of Troy, home of Napa know-how. Stop by and see owners Mike and Melissa Kilcrease and their Napa know-how team with over 100 years of combined experience. We're the only locally owned parts store in Pike County, and we're fully stocked and ready to serve you. We pride ourselves on being your go-to parts store, not only for the simple items, but we specialize in those hard-to-find items as well. Trojan Auto Parts, the right part at the right price at the right time. Napa, a name you've trusted here in Troy since 1945.
Know-how, Napa know-how.
Total Lawn Care Plus is your one-stop shop for lawn care, landscape, pressure washing, handyman work, and more. Licensed and insured with over 7 years commercial experience. Dozens of satisfied customers in Pike and 4 surrounding counties.
When you want the best for your pet, choose Southern Animal Hospital and Pet Resort. Our passionate and dedicated staff will make your pet feel as if they were at home. We are a full-service small animal hospital covering all areas of veterinary medicine. Dr. Steve Barron makes sure that all clients are well-informed and satisfied with services. We are equipped with an indoor boarding facility, surgery suite, laboratory, digital X-ray, and ultrasound. Choose the best care possible for the ones you love dearest with Southern Animal Hospital and Pet Resort.
Just a second, I made a mistake. Welcome back, we're live. We got the coach of Luverne High School on. Just give us 1 second to get this set up. This is a mistake I made. I apologize to our viewers. Hey, Coach Riles, can you hear us?
Sir, I can. You're coming in loud and clear.
All right, thank you. We're happy to have Coach Scott Riles, the head coach of Luverne High School, on. Coach, tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, and your position at Luverne High School.
Well, this is my first year as a head football coach, and it's just an awesome job, a great thing to do. It's really not a job. It's just a great opportunity to help young men and develop them not only on the field but also. That's the biggest joy I get out of being a coach and being able to work with young people. This is my 4th year at Luverne. Last year we went 10-3 and lost in the quarterfinals to Leroy, who went on to play in the state championship game. And so far this year we started off pretty good start. We're 2-0 and 1-0 in region. So things are pretty well for us at the moment.
Yes, sir. We've been. I beg your pardon. Continue.
Sir?
So, Coach, we've been following you. There was a great win last week against New Brockton. We know you guys are playing well. We're excited to see you Friday night. We're excited to cover the game. Can you tell us a little bit about how practice is going and things you're doing to prepare for Zion Chapel and more region play?
When we're in our offense stuff, I spread, we pretty much most time I 2x2, we do some motion, but try to attack. Defensively, we pretty much base out of pretty much and we so things doing pretty good now.
Hey, we're going to take a short break and try to get a better connection with Coach Riles. I apologize for the audio. You're watching Wiregrass Sports. We'll try to get him on when we get right back.
Well, it finally happened, Zachary. Somebody burned down my she shed.
Nobody burned down your she shed, Cheryl.
Well, my she shed's on fire.
The she shed was struck by lightning.
Zachary, is my she shed covered by State Farm?
Your she shed's covered, Cheryl.
You hear that, Victor? I'm getting a new she shed.
She shed?
Mm-hmm.
That's wonderful news.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
Call State Farm agent Burries Gracie today.
South Alabama Stockyard, now under new ownership, is still family owned and operated by cattle farmers right here in southeast Alabama. Come every Thursday at 1 p.m. and join the best buyers and sellers from all over the area. Whether you come for the experience, looking at getting into the cattle business, or maintaining your farm and growing, South Alabama Stockyard is where all the farmers are. Vendors are on site every auction, so come on and have lunch with us. Located at 268 County Road 5522, Troy, Alabama.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Wiregrass Sports. We've got a better connection now with Coach Riles. Coach, can you tell us a little bit about how practice is going and things you're doing to prepare for this week's matchup?
Yes, sir. We've so far had a good week of practice through some rain showers. I know they're quite common this time of year. It seems like we get it every day. But anyway, we're getting prepared and trying to do some things to slow down Zion Chapel. They're very well coached and got a really solid team and a much improved team. So we're just working hard to try to slow them and maybe trying to see some things we can take advantage of from our offensive side.
Well, Coach, you've had a couple big wins already this season, and can you tell us a few of the players to watch, some of your stars on offense and defense, as well as some of your guys in the trenches that probably don't get the credit they deserve? We've lost Coach Riles again. We're going to go to one last break, and then we'll be back to preview next week's action.
Hook's Barbecue, down-home barbecue in a counter-served setting, located on Emma Drive off of Highway 231 in Troy, Alabama.
Trojan Auto Parts of Troy, home of Napa know-how. Stop by and see owners Mike and Melissa Kilcrease and their Napa know-how team with over 100 years of combined experience. We're the only locally owned parts store in Pike County, and we're fully stocked and ready to serve you. We pride ourselves on being your go-to parts store, not only for the simple items, but we specialize in those hard-to-find items as well. Trojan Auto Parts, the right part at the right price at the right time. Napa, a name you've trusted here in Troy since 1945.
Know-how, Napa know-how.
Total Lawn Care.
Welcome back to Wiregrass Sports. We've got Coach Riles back on the phone. We apologize. He's dealing with some inclement weather in Luverne, so we appreciate his patience and we appreciate your patience through this. Coach Riles, we're going to give you a chance to tell us a little bit about your team in terms of the players. Can you tell us some of the stars we need to be watching for this week, and can you mention some of your unheralded heroes that don't get the recognition they deserve?
Right, yes, sir. Some of our key players, the ones that kind of get a little more recognition, our running back, been a slot receiver the last 2 years, really good player, kid named Tyler Wilson. He had 180 yards the first game, and I think 3 touchdowns, 190 yards this past week, and 2 touchdowns. Rushing, he's a very good back, good skill guy, good receiver. I mean, he can do just about anything, so he kind of makes sort of the guy that makes it all go for us. And our quarterback is named Tay Brantley. He is a 3-year starter and actually started a couple games as a freshman. So he's got a lot of experience. This past week he threw 3 touchdowns, actually playing some defense this year for us, and he intercepted the pass, ran it back. Very good player, solid guy, great leader of our team. Then we got a young man named Edward Thomas who's a slot receiver for us. He caught a 72-yard touchdown pass, and this past week, the week before, he got a punt and run it back almost all the way to set up a score to help us beat Georgiana the week before last. So really solid player. Those guys kind of lead our offense along with our offensive line, who has really sort of been a strength of our team this year. We lost 2 from last year. One of them was an all-state guy, but our O-line has really come up strong and played well. So they've been a big positive for us. And on the defensive side, our 2 linebackers, Jason McMillan and Arian Gregory, those guys are really good. One's a senior, one's a junior, and they've been playing a while. Chase White's another kind of outside linebacker, strong safety guy. We got Elion Harris, who is our starting safety, was a first-team All-State guy last year. He's very good, kind of a ball hawk. So, from the defensive side, we try to get after it real aggressive and just play hard and fast.
Well, that sounds excellent, Coach. Again, we're excited to see you guys this Friday night in Jack, Alabama, as you guys take on the Zion Chapel Rebels. We'll also have you again later this season as you guys have a county rivalry versus the Brantley Bulldogs, and we hope to have you here in studio for that interview that week. We look forward to having you on the show. Anything else you'd like to mention about the program before we get down there and see you guys Friday night?
Well, we're just thankful for y'all carrying us and grateful to you, and appreciate the coverage. Any kind of coverage that we get is a huge bonus for us. So we're thankful for that, and we're excited to be playing football, and we think it's going to be a great game down in Jack, Alabama this Friday night.
Well, we're looking forward to see it, Coach. You take care. You get out of that bad weather. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you Friday night.
Okay. Thank y'all for having me.
All right, we're going to take one more short break, and then we'll recap this coming up week's action. Thank you for watching Wiregrass Sports.
Trojan Auto Parts of Troy, home of Napa know-how. Stop by and see owners Mike and Melissa Kilcrease and their Napa know-how team with over 100 years of combined experience. We're the only locally owned parts store in Pike County, and we're fully stocked and ready to serve you. We pride ourselves on being your go-to parts store, not only for the simple items, but we specialize in those hard-to-find items as well. Trojan Auto Parts, the right part at the right price at the right time. Napa, a name you've trusted here in Troy since 1945.
Know-how, Napa know-how.
Total Total Lawn Care Plus is your one-stop shop for lawn care, landscape, pressure washing, handyman work, and more. Licensed and insured with over 7 years commercial experience. Dozens of satisfied customers in Pike and 4 surrounding counties.
Hey, welcome back to the Wiregrass Sports pregame show. We apologize for running a little long tonight, but I want to thank you guys for tuning in, and just a preview of some of this coming week's action. We're going to have Abbeville versus Geneva County coverage, Dale County versus Ashford coverage, Cottonwood versus Barber County, Providence versus Wicksburg, Slocum versus Strawn, Daleville versus GW Long, Ayrton versus Houston County, and many other of your local sports actions. We'll have updates, Auburn, Alabama, Troy as well. Be sure you tune in Friday night, 7 o'clock, as we air live from Zion Chapel, Alabama, to cover the game between the Luverne Tigers and the Zion Chapel Rebels. We thank you for tuning in tonight and look forward to the coverage on Friday. Thank you again and good night.
Auto Parts of Troy, home of Napa Know-How. Stop by and see owners Mike and Melissa Kilcrease and their Napa Know-How team with over 100 years of combined experience. We're the only locally owned parts store in Pike County, and we're fully stocked and ready to serve you. We pride ourselves on being your go-to parts store, not only for the simple items, but we specialize in those hard-to-find items.